Now, just to kind of give you a sense of things, we have Autodesk free licenses. So here you can install all the different softwares made by Autodesk as a part of us being a university. So here we have Revit 2025, which is great, newest version. A lot has changed since back in the day when I was first using Revit. So I've got Revit and it's installed now. And so we want to just create a new file, Imperial Multidiscipline Project. And I'm just going to hit OK. And it comes with a kind of a predetermined template here. So it's set as an architectural template, which is great. A lot of things are preset for us. It's got this dark mode, nice dark mode, which is newer to Revit. Simple navigation, you want to use your middle mouse button to pan around. And then when we're in the 3D view, if we go view, new 3D view, default 3D view, we can make one. And that you can use the shift and the middle mouse button to kind of rotate around in that 3D space. And this is, you'll do a fair amount of your work in a 3D view. Not all of it, but you'll do a fair amount in here. So we can start in this kind of 3D view, and we can just start by inserting, and it's pretty great because they natively support Rhino models inside here. So we can say link CAD, and there's our design file. So we're going to just link that design file there and just hit OK. And now it's going to bring it in. And it's going to be off somewhere. There it is over there. So, and it's pinned in that location. If we just go, there's this navigation that allows us to look at where things are in plan view. And we can just move that object by typing MV to move. And then we can move it to this existing box. Oh, it's pinned. So we got to go back and unpin that element. Unpin it. Now we can move it. MV. A lot of the quirks of Revit have been worked out, and it's so much easier now than it used to be, which is nice. So now we have that, and we can scroll out of that 2D view, zoom extents, ZE on the keyboard. That's a zoom extents, and we can now select that and rotate around it and see where we're at with that model. Now, this is the 3D view, which is nice because we can just see that Revit model, the Rhino model, directly in here in a pretty simple way. We have other ways to view it. Like, for example, if you come down here, you can choose your visual style. We can say textured. It's not bringing those textures in, which is okay. Let's go ahead and just start working with this. So what we'll do is we'll say wall. And so we can go to architecture tab and click on wall, or we can say WA for wall. And this is going to load wall, place a wall command, basically. And you can choose different ways in which you make a wall. Like, right, you can make a circular wall by doing a cylinder. Well, there you got your wall. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. So if we just type WA on the keyboard, I think we can select these surfaces and do it. It may not let us. I don't know. Well, not gonna. Oh yeah, there we go. WA, select a wall. It will let us do the edges. And you can do that one, and that one, and that one. Now, what you're seeing here is that obviously this wall is on, has a base constraint of L1, right? If we move that to L2, it's going to move that up, but we don't want that to be L2. We want it to be L1. So what we've come to realize here is that maybe this model needs to come down. some. Yeah, so let's just do that for reference purposes. And bring it down to that first floor location. Okay. And I'm not feeling very good about that in terms of its location. So I'm going to use MV for move and click a point, and then I'm going to move it down a specific amount. Let's say going to go down MV 20 feet. It's still up a little bit, so I'll come down even further. MD, and I like this because it will lock it in place. Okay, there we go. Now we're golden. We've got it right in place. Oh, and it's showing in that first floor plan now. So there we have it. Now I think the next thing to do will be able to put a roof on RF. Oops. That's references, not RF. It's roof by footprint. Doesn't have a good one. So we're going to do this at level 2, yes. And we're going to do that wall, that wall, that wall, and that wall. And you can see there's if we go in plan view, which I haven't really talked about the way that the program is set up, but just trying to get through some modeling quick. If you go in plan view, you can see these wedges. And those wedges are saying what's determined by see that we have a pitched roof on all sides, which we don't want that. So we want to edit the footprint, and we want to say this is, I think that's the slope defining one. We don't want any other ones to be slope defining. Uncheck this box here, and then that will make them not slope defining, so we can get that. There we go. So now we've got that, and we don't want that to be so tall. It's got a 912 slope. We can set that to be like a 412 slope. And that seems even still a little bit high. And then we can select those and say these do not define. Control click, selects multiple objects. Make sure that these don't define the slope. Check that box. Now we can change the slope of this roof. Let's say at 312, because that 412 is too high. 312, and that should be good. So if we go into a wireframe mode here, we should see that being coincidental. And I think I want this to be down a little bit. So I'm going to go into, say, an elevation view. Or not in an elevation view. Let's go back to the 3D view, but go in a right view. Just pull this down. Beautiful. So now we have that. And then what we'll do here, I'm going to get out of this wireframe view, go back to hidden lines. What we'll do is we'll say to these walls, we're going to select these walls. Or actually, we're going to take the roof. And we're going to say, I think there's a way to say wall binding. Let's see. Room binding. Cutoff. Base offset. Plumb cut. Rafters. I think what we'll want to do is we'll want to edit the footprint again. Go into a plan view. This is like the inside. So we want to set this out to be a little bit beyond the building. Give ourselves a little bit of offset here. And it's asking us now, would you like to attach the walls to the roof? And in this case, we want to say yes. And what that will do is it will bind those walls to that roof. So now we have walls that are attached to that roof. And now we have this little building here. So if we look in our architectural plan and we hide this this object, hide in view, hide element. Now we have this plan that's editable in Rhino. Oh, sorry, in Revit. I just brought it back so we have that reference, but you can still see the object here in relationship to the other object. So we've got this new Revit object, which is great. We can do things like doors and windows, and it's great because it matches that and just lets you put them where you want them. Windows the same way. Boom. Boom. And it's great because you can start to think about dimensioning between these. So right now we have a 2'6" interval. We can say CO for copy and just duplicate those all the way across this facade. Boom. Right, so that's kind of nice. We can do the same thing on the other side with the garage doors. So we can say DR, which is door, and we have a number of doors that are included in the file. None of these are going to work for us, so we're going to load a door here, load family, and then we can say, let's see if we can find. We might not be able to find what we're looking for. If we can't find what we're looking for, this is important because, let's see here. There we go. This one looks pretty good. Revit content. Let's go there and see what we can get. All-in-one garage door family concept. They're probably gonna make us pay for it too. Yep, $80, $80. All the good ones are paid. Looks like. Free download, BIM objects. Let's try it out. Beautiful. Sectional overhead door, 601 pre-assembled. So this is, yeah. Accept all, download the Revit family. It wants me to sign in. I'll sign in. It's not a big deal. Perfect. Let's see. Oh, I want to say. Okay, well, we're good. Revit. Yep, we want that. We don't need the AutoCAD. Download selection. Let's see. So here we have it downloading, which is great. When that's done, it'll open. But Revit usually comes with a pretty robust family. Nope. Too bad. Oh, no, that's lighting. Okay. But for now, we can just put in our garage, our doors here, and then we can change the family later. So we can just choose our family based on this area over here, which is nice. And I think I would want like a double door here, so I can do double doors. Glass door, 36 by 90. There we go. And I can. There's probably. Okay, here we go. BIM objects. So it's a zip file. We need to unzip that file. There we go. So now we have this door. And we can take that door and load it. So if we said, insert, load family, I'm gonna choose that location. There's a door, family. Oh, that's too bad. It's got an error. Oh wait, it looks like it's gonna work. So it was made for Revit 2016. We're in Revit 2022. It's gonna take a second to update that. While that's doing that, let's just talk about, okay, so it's loaded now. We should be able to adjust those to be that other family. Yeah, here we go. So there it is right there. And we want to flip that. You see how it's this other direction? It wants to be the other direction. And if we go into, actually, I think we just, let's see. Yeah, there we go. If you just tap spacebar, it actually flips the orientation. Oh, and that fits really nicely. It's like the perfect height there. So we can say MA for match properties, and there's a little paintbrush there. And then you can just do that in those locations. And these are flipped. So now we have those garage doors. Let's look at what it looks like in say like textured view. We are able to see, okay, we got this wood doors, we got these windows, we got this door here. We'll be able to see what that looks like. And oh, the the problem is I have my Rhino model hiding that door. So let's go ahead and look at my managed links, and we'll take that link that we've loaded and we're going to say unload. So now it's still in the file, but it's unloaded. So now we actually see those windows. It's a pretty basic model. It's nothing to write home about, but you can get nice floor plans out of it, right? Which is nice. And then here we are in our floor plan view. Let's go ahead and reload that linked CAD. And now it's loaded, and now we can see. It's not cutting through that thing. But okay, so let's unload it again. Maybe we go back into Rhino and we like extract this roof structure from the metal panel. So let's make a new layer called roof. And take that and say extract surface. So now I have that one surface, and that can be changed to the roof layer, turn that off. Let's do the same thing with that internal one, extract surface. I'm going to take that one and put that on the roof layer, change object layer. Now we have that roof off. Hopefully that will give us the ability to kind of see inside there. Although I don't know why it's not updating. Oh, I know why. It's the name, the file name change. So file, save as, design 01. That's why. Yes, I want to replace that. Yes, Rhino 7. Now when we make this change, it will do it. So let's do this, and we'll just reload. Now we're golden. So we can see, if we hit Control Tab, it takes us through our different views. We have 3 views open right now. So we can see there's the Revit Rhino model right there. You can't really select it except as a whole. And then we have this live Revit model built in. And so when we look in plan, we can see those the interior information, and it's a little bit ski-womp. It's not quite square, which is fine. It's okay. But the nice thing about that is that we've got that greater site plan in there. looks like the Bible Institute. Oh yes, no, it's okay. I was gonna say the Bible Institute looks like it's sitting above the ground, but it's not. Okay, so now we can address these other things, like we can do walls on the interior. We just like select to follow, we can just kind of follow our design here. And we can do the same thing like this one here. And then we can do that, and we can do this midpoint. So now we have that, and then we can see deep door, and we don't want these big doors. We want just a regular. 36 is nice for ADA compliance. And hitting spacebar flips the direction. And you can also flip the direction with these little icons here. So now, just looking back at the 3D, we need to consider this. Okay, so now we're gonna think about these glazed roofs here. And so what we're gonna want to do with these is something quite similar to what we did over here with this other roof. We're gonna basically draw a roof. Let's see, roof, not column, roof. It's gonna be at level 2. And let's do it in plan. Okay, orient our drawing appropriately. And so here we have our roof, and we can set a boundary. Let's just do, so this is going to be basically what we want. We want to do this. Okay, and then we're going to hit escape a couple times, make this not a slope defining angle. And this one also, we want to uncheck that slope defining angle. And then we want to choose this to be 612, which I think is 45 degrees slope. One funny thing about Revit is when you're editing in this sidebar here, if you move your mouse outside of the sidebar, it ends the command, seeing it saying there's no value there. So we have to go back and do it again. You'll find that out soon enough by yourself. But so now we have the 612 pitch roof, and it's asking if you want to save. We don't want to save right now. Let's look at it here. Okay, 612 is not what I was expecting. I always forget those pitches, but let's go back in and edit those and just set those at, let's say 912, just to see. Oops. See, I forget, so there's 912. And we'll just check it. Better, but not where I want to be. Maybe it's a 1212. I need to set it at 1212, maybe. 1212. There we go. Now we're at 45. And we can set this to be offset by like a foot or something like that. Holding down shift and hitting using the arrow keys, we get something there. And then we can change this to be different types of roof. So we can say sloped glass. There we go. And we've got ourselves a roof out of sloped glass. And let's look at it in 3D. I'm gonna go ahead and hide that the model for now. Say unload, just look at it real quick. And it's just a glass plane. So you'd want to insert mullions, and that will be another thing to consider. Oh yeah, here we go. We have grids. We can set grids. We can see here there's these dashed lines. we can, let's see if we can find edit type. Oh, here we go. Grid layout, fixed distances. So this is getting into families a little bit. This edit type button edits the type of the family. If we're going to do that, we might actually make it a duplicate version of this. So instead of it just being slope glass, we'll change the name to being like let's see, something like framed slope glass. Framed slope, let's call it that. And then we'll choose a layout, grid 1, fixed distances at 5 feet intervals, yes. And we'll leave it with no secondary grid. And we're going to choose a mullion type, border mullion type, rectangular 1-inch mullion, perfect. Let's just apply that and see what happens. We're gonna hit OK. Beautiful. So now we have it breaking up the surface in a nice way. Let's see what happens when we're textured or photoreal. Nothing. Oh, photoreal is going to take a while. But you can see that there's no mullion there yet. It's just glass. So let's go back in and edit that type. We have this frame slope glass. We're going to edit the type again. Adjust for mullions. Let's change it to say fixed number. And we'll say like, we'll just apply, see what that does. Okay, so that gives us that. I think we can adjust that fixed number in here. If we hit OK, yeah, now we can change that here. 7. Oh, beautiful. Okay, and let's edit the type again. And mullion type, okay, border type, mullion, interior mullion type. We're going to say 1-inch square. Apply. Now we have a mullion, and we're gonna have a border type 1 and a border type 2. Let's do 1.5 by 2.5, and we'll do 1.5 by 2.5 here. Apply, and now we have these nice thick mullions on the ends, which is nice. It's beautiful. Okay, perfect. We're getting there, right? Like we're getting the bones of what we want to be there. Okay, so now we can take this roof and we can actually just say CO for copy. We can just duplicate that. And I don't like how that's overlapping like that. So I probably want to take control click on all of these roofs, go back into my top view and go into a wireframe mode, and then select all these roofs and move them so they're not intersecting with that wall. So this is the wall right here. This is the roof overhang. So when I say MV for move, and I'll pull those out. So they're just coincidental, but not touching the roof, the wall. So now we have those roofs, which are pretty nice. It's kind of a nice look there. And then what we can do, we've got this 3D view. Going back into top view, we can create another wall, and this wall can be kind of like just going along this other wall, 32 feet, and we can change this wall type to not defined, exterior glazing, or storefront. I would say storefront's probably the way you want to go. It's the easiest way to define glazed walls. And we can say that we don't want this to be, we want this to be connected to level 2, and it's going to bring it down there. And then we can say top offset. We just do this right view. We can actually say, we can define where level 2 is, and everything will move up or down based on level 2. Right now it's at 12 feet. We say 14 feet, then everything moves up, the walls move up, right? But we don't want to do that. What we want is, maybe we could make a duplicate of this level. So we'll say CO for copy, we'll make a duplicate of the level 2'6". That's actually great. So it's level 3. So we're going to say that this wall goes up to level 3. Boom, beautiful. Now, what we want is we want those mullions to adjust. And this can be a little difficult, but I think the easiest way is to Control-Shift-Click. And now we have the mullions and this dashed line, which is like a line that defines where the mullions go. And we'll just say MV, we'll move that up to be where we want it to be. It's going to say we can't because they're pinned. So let's unpin those things first. I mean, what we really want is that. Oh yeah, so one of the nice things about Revit is you can tab through to select different objects. So now we've got that thing, the dashed line selected, which is where the mullions are based. And so we can unlock that and move that up, MV, and then we can move that up 2'6", let's say. Beautiful. So now we have that one wall that we wanted to develop here in Revit. And then what we can do in this other wall is we can say, where is it? We can write that other wall in here, and this one's going to want to be probably like a, let's say like a 4, let's say it's like a 3.5 inch partition. And we'll do that here. And when we go into 3D view, we'll see what we're looking at. We want this one to be the bottom constraint, base constraint level 2. Oops. Top constraint to level 3, base constraint to level 2. And now it's going to put it up there. And we can do like an offset. So we can say base offset -2 feet. That's going to be too low. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Cool. So now we have a lot of our model already made. Oh, look at these. Look at these walls. They're not bound to the roof. So we want to select these walls. And we can say attach right here, this one here, attach to top. And we can select what we want it to attach to, and boom, it attaches there. We have those walls attaching. Now, to kind of finish this off, we're getting really close here actually. To finish this off, what I think we'll do is we'll probably just add some columns at intervals. And I would say probably like there, let's see, there's 7. We probably need to adjust this to be more like 8. So we have an even amount. So there we go. Now we're at 8. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at like 9, I think. So let's go back to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Okay, great. It's counting 0 as the first bay. So that computation sometimes does that. And we'll want a column there and another column there, probably. Yeah. So we'll go back to, and we can add columns, or we can do structural columns. These are, yeah, we can do this. Let's just do a column, and it will do, we can choose our shape. We're going to do hollow steel. We don't want a wide flange. We want like a metal stud. These are concrete, hollow steel. What you can do here is we can take this structural steel member and we can we can load a family, which would be more specific. We can also probably, oh yeah, these are square, so that's good. So let's just try this and see where we go. Um, that one's good. It's on angle. We don't want it to be on angle. Let's do it. Structural column. That worked? Didn't work. This is a new feature that you can choose where you say click number one is level one, and we can say that would be at 0 elevation, and click 2 would be at level 2. Okay, well, we'll just do that. Click 1, click 2. Now we have a column. There's our column. And we can adjust it here. Cool. So now we have this column. And this column, yeah, I think it's probably a good column. We're looking at a good thing. So we'll go back to the architectural plan, and what we want to do in this architectural plan is we want to say we want to choose an underlay, and we'll say level 2 is our underlay, and that will give us that grid of the roof above. And now we can say MV, choose that midpoint and align it there. And we can say CO to copy that to another location. And there we go. Boom. That's probably good enough. We can take those two. And we should do a third. CO. Select all three of those and say CO to copy again. And go, boom. So now we have those in the right places. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It feels longer on this side. I don't know why. But there you have it. And oh, and then we can take these columns, going back to that first floor plan, selecting those and holding down Control to select multiples. And we're going to go back into the 3D view, and we're going to look at this top extension. We're going to say -2 feet. Just see what that gives us. Yeah, there we go. Boom. That's pretty clean. And then we can also add another structural element like a beam. And we don't want to, we want something a little cleaner. So maybe a C channel. And this doesn't have to be a big C channel. It can be like a smaller one. And we can just choose that location. Beautiful. And we'll put this up at the next level. So beam, we want to choose it at not level 1, but at level 2. Still wants to be there. Why? Level 2 automatic. Okay, let's do beam. Level 2. We'll do from there to there. And it says it's not shown in this view. There it is up there at level 2. And it's too high, obviously. Oh, and it looks like our columns are too high too. select, so there's, if you right click on this column and you can see that there's a lot of things you can do. One of them is select all instances visible in view. And there you have it. And so the top offset. Top offset. I'm not seeing it top offset. It may be that we have to adjust these one by one. Yeah, we probably do. So we'll go into a right view and we can adjust these vertically. Maybe you can't adjust them all at the same time. Select all instances visible in view. Oh yeah, here we go. Top offset. Now it's working. -1 foot. Let's see what happens there. I'm going to undo that. Select all instances. Select all view. Yeah, okay. So we want to adjust. No. I think it's when we select all of them, it's making it not possible to adjust them all. I wonder if we select, yeah, here we go. We can select multiple. I think there's maybe one or two that are making it so we can't somehow. Yeah, that one right there is making it so we can't adjust it. So we'll say -1 feet. Looks like just that one is off somehow. It might be because it's attaching to that beam. Oh, that's probably what it is. It's going up to that beam. So if we just change that beam location, that should make it, that should adjust it. Start level offset. We'll do -1, and we'll do an end level offset of -1 also. Beautiful, and that beam conforms. I mean, sorry, that column conforms. So we'll actually bring this down to -1.5, -1.5. And now it's intersecting probably too low, too high. So let's do another 2 inches. And Revit also allows you to do math in it. So you can say plus 2 inches, and it will actually calculate that. If you add an equal sign in front, equals plus 2 inches. And it see that we didn't do what we wanted to do. I should have said subtract 2 inches. But that's looking pretty good. And I don't know why, but it's uneven. Oh yeah. I didn't say it right. There we go. Beautiful. Now we've got something that's making sense. And we can take that column. And if we go into, see if I can get this. Yeah, there we go. So that's this other view. You can say copy the column, and bring it down here. And now we have that structural column at those intervals. Then the last thing I want to do here, I think, is probably insert a ceiling. And ceilings, you can sketch them or you can do automatic ones. It'll do them by walls or by automatic things. And so we're going to probably do a sketched boundary, top view, and we'll just do a rectangular ceiling here. And we'll probably come back in here and set the material for that ceiling. See, it's set up at level 2 with an offset of 9 feet. We'll just set offset of 0. And we actually want to set an offset of -3, maybe. And it's going to be hanging below that structure, maybe to make the negative 2 foot, 2 foot, 8 inches. Beautiful. Now we have that ceiling that starts to give us that information. So now, now that we have this thing modeled, it's pretty great because you can start to think about the sheets, like the drawings. So what we have here is our model, and it's all live, all editable components. You know, like you can, one of the nice things is you can start to create rules. So like you can say, take this here and lock it. The DI is for dimension. DI, well, maybe they changed that. Let's see here. Annotation. So if we go to annotation, we can't annotate in the 3D view. You have to annotate it. Sorry, that's what it's not like. You have to annotate in the 2D view, but here we have it with these thick columns cutting through. We have the underlay of the roof plan. We have these the location of the garage doors where they come up inside. We have these bathroom areas. And obviously we can insert some of those things as well. So like if we load a family, let's load an, oh, here's a new, this is a thing. Here we go. Load an Autodesk family. Great. So let's say ADA. Let's just see what happens with that. ADA, clear space. We don't want that. Say bath room. They might have, okay. Toilet. Okay, we have these stalls, which is nice. We have the 2D domestic toilet, a 3D toilet. If you are doing a complex thing, then you want to be careful about 3D objects because it can bog down your model. Here's a commercial toilet. Let's insert, let's load this family. It's going to download the family real quick. And then we can insert that into the model. So now we can go to families down here at the bottom. And it'll show us all the families we have loaded. It's probably going to be in the plumbing fixtures. Floor drain, sink, toilet, commercial, 3D wall. Oops, there's multiple versions. You have to hit plus. 19-inch C height, 15-inch C height. We'll do low ones. Okay. And then it's going to want to mount that on a wall. And we can do the same with sink, public sink. It's going to want to mount that on a wall as well. Oh, wait. That's going to be, we want to make sure that that's at the same, at the correct. Oh, we want not a kitchen sink. We want we might have to load another Autodesk family. Let's go sink. Kitchen sink section. Sink mop sink, vanity cabinet. That might be good. Or like, what if we did this L-shaped counter? That's for a kitchen sink as well. Let's just do the vanity and we can put a sink on top of that. Let's do that one and vanity sink square. We'll load those two families. I'm going to download those. And then once we're done with that, we'll be able to have those in there. Okay, so now we see those sinks. Vanity, sink vanity square. I'm not going to save our project right now. So there we go. Now we can take these two objects and say, draw mirror, DM, draw mirror, and mirror those across there. And now we have a nice little bathroom, which is great. So now we have a pretty good plan. So if we go back out of our, scroll back out of our families, these are the loaded families in the file. We can go back to our floor plan views, architectural first floor. That's where we are now. And this is what we see. This is our plan. So it has the roof above, and it's got, we're cutting through our square tube. Got our glazed wall here with our mullions and our glass, really nicely organized. Now we have a really nice architectural plan that has some details like the mullions and the glazing are represented, the door swings, and everything's kind of there. So now we can get into the sheets. And the sheets have the views on them. So essentially you have these floor plan views and you have sheets. And it's nice because this file, this template file comes preloaded with a bunch of sheets already made for you, so you don't have to make all the sheets yourself, which is very convenient. But you can always make more sheets at your own convenience to fit your needs. But I think that we're going to have more than enough sheets here to be able to give you what you need. Okay. We'll go to the architectural first floor plan. It's going to have its own title block. I would say probably delete that title block. You may keep. Okay. You may keep the sheet name, so architectural floor plan, 1/8 inch scale. I usually shorten this oops. I usually will shorten this what's wrong with yours? Your eyes hurting you? Oh, your arms hurting you. I usually shorten this the scale on this view. They help you. Does it go inside the glove? There you go. So it says first floor architectural plan, and then we have that on there. We have a really nice first floor plan. Let's look at our second floor plan. I really hate this Autodesk title block. Let's just delete that. Here we can see our second floor plan. It's a little funky because it's showing the door swings and the toilets below. We don't really need that or want that. This is maybe one of the reasons why you would do some post-process editing, as well as making sure you get really good line weights. But so let's go back to our second story architectural view. Let's adjust it here. Let's actually change it a little bit. If we edit it, no, we don't want to edit that. We want to edit the, where is it? Oh yeah, base level. We want to say level 2, unbound. There we go. Now it becomes a roof. Or wait, can we get it to go to level 3? Base level 1, level 2. We can't get it to go to level 3. What we want is we want it to be at level 3. So maybe what we need to do is we need to make a new view, and this will be here. We can say new plan view, floor plan, and we can say for level 3. And so now we have that level 3 plan. It's going to follow all the same conforming things. Name view. Let's see here. Base range. We're going to say level 2. So now it gives us that underlying stuff. We're getting that funny wall. Maybe what we need to do is go back into the 3D view and just, oh, look at that sink. Maybe that's a bad sink. Delete that sink. We can probably pull that wall down a little bit. let's, oh, or we can just hide it in the level 3 view. So we can just take this element. It's not going. We'll just deal with it for now. So there we go. So then we have our section cuts. We want the section cut to probably, yeah, probably go through like right there, and that will look right at these doors, and we'll get a sense of, or yeah, we'll get a sense of this greenhouse roof. And then we want another section cut. Let's see what we have for sections. We just have one section. So we want to take this section and we're going to say copy, and we're going to move it over and then rotate it. I'm going to rotate it, RO to rotate. And it's already defaulting to that midpoint. And I'm going to just rotate it right there. Boom. So now we have that that one, and we can move that over to be through the bathroom, which I think will be good. And now we can see section 2 is shown up there, and there's our section cutting through that, which is nice. Beautiful. These are a little low. I'm not sure why they're a little low. Let's see if we can change that. Edit type, mounting height. Yeah, there we go. We just changed that to be like 6. That will probably be better. Did that work? Didn't work. I don't know. Anyway, we can figure that out later. But now we have this nice section cut view. And if we do texture, we'll see those materials. And then what we can do is we can see we have a building section plan, and we can, this one's empty right now, so we can actually drag in sections into the plan. So now we can see those sections. Boom. 1, 2 from both sides. And we can adjust these views. So like, for example, we have these bounds, and we can pull these bounds in by double clicking into the view. And we don't need to go so high. And then we can double click out of that view, and now we have that. Now, one thing that we want to see here is that we have this view, we can select it on the page. It's going to allow us to edit some of these things, like, for example, an annotation crop. Once we set that, we can say what that annotation crop is. Annotation crop. Usually it shows that what that annotation crop is. This time it's not. Oh yeah, here we go. There's the annotation crop, and it should bring those in. I'm not sure why it's not, but you can actually bring these in manually most of the time. Yeah, there we go. We can get those to be quite tight there. There you go. So now we have level 1, level 2, and level 3, and we have our section cut through that drawing. And we can do the same thing, make those edits, those same kinds of edits above here. And I can delete that. We don't really need that anyway. So by selecting the actual view, it allows you to adjust the location of that tail for that, the drawing name. And now we have like a nice view. And so if we hit print here, and we just say, we can say print preview and see, and there we have our sheet nicely placed on the page. And these might be a little small, like we might want to change this from 1/8 inch scale to 1/4 inch scale. Now it's a bigger drawing on the page. We can do the same thing with this one, change it, 1/4 inch on the page. So there you go. That's kind of basic layouts of how you do this. And you can also export CAD drawings. Like if you go File, Export, DW, CAD formats, and then DWGs, you can get it right into Illustrator that way, because Illustrator opens CAD files. And likewise, you can do PDFs, but those might not be editable, but the CAD drawings will be editable. So now we have our elevations. These are elevations. And if we go down to the sheets, we have elevation 1, and we don't need these all on 4 sheets. So we might actually move some of these files, some of these sheets over, right? Or some of these over, put them on 1 sheet, elevation 1, 2, 3, and 4. Elevations wasn't even actually a requirement, but 2 sections is definitely a requirement for sure. And you'll need a site plan, which we have C101, there's our site plan. And so you'll want to show that site plan. And it may be that you'll just want to show your site plan from Rhino, because it might be a little bit better anyway. That's up to you. But and so then when you're printing, you can print multiple sheets at the same time, combine multiple selected sheets, and we can choose create separate files, combine multiple files. Current window, no, we want to say selected sheets and selected sheets, and you can just choose all the sheets you want to print. So we're going to select all, and now it's going to print all of those sheets for us and print to Microsoft PDF or whatever you want to print to. Again, you'll probably want to export CADs in order to bring them into Illustrator and make sure the line weights are dialed in the way you want them to be. But yeah. And again, we can go back to our Rhino model here and make sure we have our site turned on, and we could turn off all these other layers, right? We could say, we'll turn off everything except the Rhino, or except the site. And that way what are these on? This is on layer 1. That should be on metal panel. Change objects layer there. These are going to be internal walls, which we don't have a layer for that yet. Let's just put those on reference for now. Change objects layer. There we go. And now we can save this with these layers turned off. We're going to again have to say save as, because we didn't. And there's design 01, save, replace it, Rhino 7. Now it's going to update, and now we should be able to get, like if we go into that 3D view that we made at the beginning, we should be able to get manage links and reload. Now we have that site, that greater context site information. Looks like, oh yeah, there we go. So there you have it. And so then when we look at level 3, we have the plan. Now we're not using a crop window. So if we look at that plan, level 3, we want to probably want to turn on a crop view and crop region visible. And we can choose a scope box for that crop to happen within. And we'll say view overall, and there we go. Now it's cropped there. So, and then we can do the same. We can see that what's happening with that with this. So essentially, we have these views with the scope box, and we can choose crop view and choose a scope box. Boom, and now it's cropping to that view, and we can see that ground plane happening. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. That's the other thing, like for example, with these sections is that if we turn on that scope box, crop the view, turn on the scope box to be overall view. I guess it gives us a bit of what are we seeing there? I'm not sure what we're seeing. That must be something beyond. That must be one of the buildings beyond. So if we go to the 3D view, not sure what we're seeing there. Section cut. Oh, we're not cropped. We want to crop that view. Crop view, scope box, overall views. There we go. Now we're just seeing. Oh, we're still seeing that. It may be that it doesn't. Well, let's see, enable cutting. There we go. That's a new feature I didn't know about. It's this enable cutting. So there we go. Now we've got those section cuts set up. We're gonna crop this view. Okay, good. Yeah, so there you can see what's happening in your cut lines. You can see that this is thicker up there. When we print, it's not going to print on black. So if we look at this, we say Control P to print, selected views, all sheets, select. We want to combine, make sure combine multiple selected views, and we'll just hit OK. This actually, we want to set the, it's not, we don't want it to be letter, definitely want to be tabloid, landscape. We want to do, we'll actually want to change those sizes of sheets. So in this sheet size, we want to say, we'll want to say what the sheet size is. Edit type, nope. Sheet group, architectural. I'm trying to remember here what it is. Apply view template to all. If we make a new view, a new sheet, like if we go here, new sheet, we can choose our size and we'll want to do 11 by 17. There we go. So now we have an 11 by 17 sheet. Where is that sheet? It's this unnamed C file. So we're going to say, we're going to want to rename this. If you hit, if you double click on it, all right, let's see. If you right click on it, you can say rename. And then we can change the name to like A101A, and you can't name a sheet the same as something else that's named, so you have to name it something else for now. I'm going to say arch. Architectural floor plan, hit OK. There we have it. I'm going to edit it again, make sure that's capitalized. And now I can put on it, now I can move this. Move this there. It's nice. So there we go. And we can move the north arrow and everything else up where we want it to be onto the sheet. And we can, if we double click inside, we can say view crop region. Where is it? Oh yeah. It's set as a scope box right now. So we have this view overall. You can say set no scope box. And then we can say view crop region, and then that will give us that crop region. And we can adjust that crop region custom to our page. And we can also adjust how these are seen. by holding down Shift and then tabbing the arrow keys. We probably want to bring this back out. There. We can bring it, at least bring in these symbols. And we want that one brought into section cut. Oops. And then same with this other section. That one's getting a little tight on the page, but if we move this, the whole drawing down on the page, it will work and get rid of this title block. So you can see everything's grayed out. If I double click outside, we're back on the sheet and not in the view. And I can take this view and pull it down a little bit on the page so that we have that, and I can delete the title block again. So now we have just a basic drawing on a sheet, and we can adjust that in that way. Okay, so now we have that first floor plan that we've adjusted on this 11x17 sheet. Combine multiple files, selected views. We're going to go fit to page. Tablet. We don't want to do fit to page. We want to say zoom 100. View links in blue. No. Okay. And we're going to do vector output, no margin, tabloid. Okay. And we're going to hit OK. And it's going to want us to save the file somewhere. Let's choose that location. Oh yeah, here we go. Firefly demo. Choose that location for an output. Print test one. And it's going to go ahead and open all those sheets and print them all. And it may not actually print that new view we made because we might not have selected it. So now we have this 100% zoomed drawing, and it looks like nothing because none of our drawings, there you can see some of it, but not what we want. None of our drawings fit on those 11x17 pages. So let's go back in, and we're just going to print, this time we're just going to print sheet. We're just going to print, let's see here. That A, I don't see it in here. Hide unchecked ones, okay. Oh yeah, here we go. Ah, there it is, sheet A101. And we can uncheck all of these. Good, so we just have that one page selected. No, we don't want to save as feature, okay. Print 01 again, save, replace, yes. Oh. Still not doing it, oh no. I think we probably need to bring in these other elevation marks. And some other things too. Yeah, we gotta bring this stuff in. Oops, we don't want to get rid of that elevation mark. We probably need to show annotation cropping, and there we go. So that will bring it. So we'll have a little bit of buffer for those. Uh-oh. I'm gonna undo what I just did so I can get that back. Okay, good. Get that back. Why is it removing that? Maybe I need to pull this in. be on the page in order for that to actually do what I want it to do here. Not sure why that's doing that here. Let's see. Oh, annotation crop, turn the annotation crop on. Man, why is it doing that? It like gets rid of that. The second those elevation marks go away. The second I adjust this crop view, I think the elevations are not important for us. It's not a requirement, so we'll just get rid of them for this time anyway. In the interest of time, I think that's a bug that we could probably Google and find out the answer to. So for now, we'll just do something here, and this gives us a pretty tight view. Let's do print again. Current window, visible for screen, current window. No, we want to do select sheet. There we go. 01, select. Okay. Yes, replace. And we'll check it again. Getting closer, not exactly where we want to be. If we have a title block, if we kept some semblance of a title block, we would be able to get it exactly. Let's try and do that. Let's try and undo and make sure we delete that. Don't delete the title block. I think I'll insert a title block sheet. Insert. Oh wait, actually it's in my families. So if I go back down to families, I think I can find a title block. It might be in annotation families, should be at the top of those things. Annotation, symbols. Yeah, maybe it's in here. There we go. There it is. Oh, can't do it. Never mind. We'll just make a new view. A new sheet. 11 by 17. You'll really want to like edit this family and kind of get rid of a bunch of stuff, like just kind of edit this down. Be super simple. Probably just kind of getting rid of all that, you know, just keeping the basic information and just calling that good. We'll want to say like file, save as, save a family, save the current family. We're going to save it as 11 by 17 simple title block. And we'll load that into the project. And then we've got that simple family. Can't do it. We're gonna have to make a new sheet. New sheet, and we're gonna use simple title block. Hit OK. Now we've got that simple title block. We can bring over that level 1 plan. And then we can just set that there. Boom. Now we should be able to get a nice print. And I'm gonna say, I think if we change the advanced settings, nope, it doesn't do it. Okay, we're good here. This is good. We've got this one page selected. We don't, yeah, we want this one to be, we don't want that sheet. We want C. What is it? No, A101B, this unnamed one, or C, that's the one. Select, print 01. This should work. Let's hope it works here. Beautiful. Now we've got that there. I'm not sure why these marks are coming in red, but it's okay. It's okay that they come in red. So now that's how you can set up all your sheets is with this 11, like a very simple 11 by 17 title block, and you can just duplicate these sheets. Duplicate sheet with sheet detail, with view, empty sheet, right there. There we go, new empty sheet. And we can just move on to it like our sections. There you go, boom. There's our section 01. Section 2 is smaller, so that one would work better to work directly on that sheet. And I think if you scale things to be a little tighter, you can get that to fit. It's a 1/4 inch on the sheet, you might go down to 3/8. Oops, sorry, up, down to 3/16. That fits better on the page. You'll want to be consistent about the sizing that you use. You might even be able to fit 2 views on the page if you do them the same. Going down to 3/16. Yeah, that would work. You could fit both on the page there. You'll want to adjust that, but yeah. So there you have it. There's the basics. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. This has been a long tutorial. We've covered a lot of things that will be useful, probably super dry, but hopefully it's can get you through, and I'm happy to answer questions, really. So don't hesitate to ask. Thanks for sticking with it all the way to the end, and happy modeling. Good luck.